Hello and welcome to the Arab Gamer. I'm El-Zaiba, and today we are starting a new series in Civilization 5, Brave New World. This series is going to be the A to Z series, in which we're going to hopefully, however long it may take, it'll probably take years, we're hopefully going to get through as many civs as possible. It's going to be a random order, hence why we've currently got civilization and leader set to randomize, but we're never going to go back and do the same one again. Other things about it, we got the map type for this one on Pangea Plus. We're also going to shuffle around with the map type as we go along through the series. Going to have it standard size, 8 players. We're going to do this one on the 5th difficulty level, and that's out of 8, so 3 from the top. Depending on how it goes, we may move it higher as we go along through the series. The game pace is also going to be quick, just to help compensate for how many civs we have to get through, because that is quite a lot. So let's jump straight in and find out. Okay, so we've got one of my favourite civs here, Babylon. So we're just going to read through the different things we get. So when we discover writing, we will receive a great scientist, and we can use him to boost our science output very early in the game. We also earn great scientists 50% faster than all other civs. Also, we get the bowman, and this replaces the standard archer, and it is much stronger than the standard archer too. We also get the walls of Babylon. They're a special type of wall. They replace just the standard walls. I think the normal walls do give you +6 defense, but they only give you +25 hit points, I think, whereas these give you a massive +100, and they increase the damage output of all the city's range attacks and increase the city's defense. So let's begin our journey, see what we've came out with. Right, so we've got a settler on a nice bit of forest alongside a river and also along the coast, and our warrior is on a hill with some silver. We've also got some copper further northeast and more copper to the south. Copper everywhere. Oh, look at this, even more here too. I'm tempted just to settle on this spot, and I think we will. So we'll found our city right here, Babylon. Yeah, let's choose a science. So considering the bonus we get for unlocking writing, we're going to go straight for that, and also we'll see if we can't get the great scientist. Not the great scientist, great library. We're going to get quite a lot of production output from this city from these 3 hills alone, and we're going to have another one there, and we've got a couple more hills here, depending on whether or not we chop down those forests. So we should be sorted for science for the early stage of the game. Culture is what we're going to want too, so we're going to build a monument before we go for a scout, and that is a bit divisive simply because we've got a lot of harsh terrain, so a lot of people would usually go straight for the scout, but in this case I feel as though we should possibly get the monument, and also just so that we can expand that bit quicker, because on Pangea Plus or even the standard Pangea, you often have a lot of trouble trying to find anywhere really to settle. But look at this though, the Barringer crater, yeah, that's right. We discovered that if we work it, we'll get 3 science and 2 gold. So I think we've already found our second destination for a city right there, and we'll be able to utilize this copper tile just because it's slightly out of reach of Babylon. Unlikely we'll be able to reach this one because we're going to want it on the coast too, just so we can have cargo ships running between them. Right, let's see where to go next. I think we'll move on to the hill just to get a better view, and then we'll traverse it around onto this plain maybe next turn. So you can see, just rattling through the turns, 4 turns in already, and there's the 5th one too. Oh, looks like it's on its own nice little peninsula. We might even settle it on this side, simply because we've already got copper. We're going to get the happiness bonus from this tile, or this tile depending which we utilise first. We can also get ivory over here though, unless we settle right here, in which case we may be able to reach it, although in fact we could reach it from there. We'd also reach sheep, but it would take so long to get there. I think we may be more suited to settling there and then utilising the Barringer crater, following a bit of expansion. So Babylon's grown, meaning there's just one turn left to get our monument, and then we'll go straight for that scout. Right, so we've got the monument. Culture is right up to 3 now, so just 3 turns, we'll get a social policy, and I think since we already know where we're going to settle our second city, we're going to go into the Liberty policy tree, and we're going to try and get ourselves a free settler. And look at this though, there is a barbarian brute, but there's more stone, well, we never had stone beforehand, but there is stone, and there's more copper, so I think, yeah, we're definitely going to settle on this side. Okay, so we've finished pottery, we've unlocked the granary, and also the shrine. Brilliant. So, we're just going to get our warrior to move back around. There's no point challenging the presence of that barbarian camp at the moment. It will cause us a little bit of trouble when we do settle the city, but for now we should be fine. We should be more worried about finding ruins in this stage, simply because we've not found a single one yet. Right, so we're going to go Liberty, and that will give us yet another plus culture, so just 5 turns, then we can get another social policy. Okay, right, what next? We've got 5 turns till we get writing, so I think we should just go for a shrine, and that means we'll have a nice bit of setting up in all of our different things at the top here, and we can worry about getting a granary in a short while. But if we are going to play an expansionist game, then I think it's more important that we get the basics set up, and then we worry about food slightly later on. Yeah, so we'll go this way, and I think we'll just jump onto the hill. Still nothing here. It does worry me that if there were any ruins here, they've been found by now. This way maybe? Okay. We do seem to be in a bit of trouble with the ruins. We've not really looked out, have we, in that sense? But we did get a natural wonder, so we can't really complain, and we've got quite a nice starting location too. We can remove the forests. We've also got a mountain, and that means we'll be able to build Machu Picchu, but we won't be able to get an observatory, I don't think, because it needs to be directly next to your city. Let's move on to the hill. Don't worry, we could have actually moved him right onto the copper, but it's alright now. Can't change what we've just done. And we'll make our scout head a bit southeast, and then we'll turn him off east, and he'll converge back at Babylon. For those of you that didn't know, Babylon itself is actually named after the footballer Ryan Babel. The fact that he is currently playing football in our era, and Babylon is like some ancient civilization, that's irrelevant completely. But yeah, that's a fact. People are still trying to figure out whether or not he actually came to the present day from the past. I mean, having set up a whole civilization, he suddenly decided, why not? I'm just gonna go to the future, and I'll like find something even better to be good at, depending on what's famous at the time. And then he thought, you know what? I'm gonna try my hand at footballing, and it just went on from there, really. Right, so we want to go production focus, I think. Yeah, here we go. Oh, actually, it's only made a 2-turn difference, so we should be alright then in that case to just go for the Great Library on 17 turns. We are going to need... Ooh, we're going to need mining to get rid of this forest, so we'll research mining, and in the meantime we will... Oh, we don't want to delete him, that's for certain. We'll save our great scientist John Dalton, who's actually a close relative of Peter Dalton, the actor. So much so that we may actually just be able to use him as some sort of like fighter, because everyone knows Peter Dalton. He may have been the shortest, well, not the shortest person, but like the shortest person to act as James Bond through the James Bond films. So I'm sure his brother must have picked something up. Anyway, look at this. We found Montezuma with his furry hat and his cool fire. Let's see if we can't get a nice bit of embassies going on. And look at that. He's like instantly trouncing and pouncing onto that. Pouncing? Yeah, pouncing. That's the word. Pouncing onto the deal as soon as he can. He couldn't lap it up. He just thought, you know what? These guys are so cool. We're going to have to do it. And look at this. We've unlocked sailing now. So we'll be able to get a fishing boat or a work boat or whatever it's called. We'll work that tile, and that'll hopefully increase the food output, and it'll quell any problems we're having in terms of food for at least a while until we've got a granary set up. Oh, and look at this, yet another wonder. Uluru, that'll give us +2 food and +2 faith if we were to settle there. Something tells me though that if we do, we may get onto the wrong side of Tenochtitlan and the Aztecs, so don't want to risk too much. Look at this, it's being guarded by barbarians. They're like guarding it with their lives, stopping people entering, and in fact that's quite similar to what happened in real life. People, well, they still aren't, are they? We're still not allowed to, is it to like climb it? Is that right? Well, it makes sense when you look how unique it is. It's like completely red, and everything else everywhere is just yellow and orange. Oh, but look at this though. A scout walked into the ruin. They like found some bows, which quite surprisingly worked in the exact same way as special Babylonian bows, and they instantly turned into Babylonian bowmen. So brilliant. Who could want anything more than that? No one, I don't think. Brilliant. Right, so what technology do I want to go for next? We've got 15 turns left on the Great Library. To work those 3 tiles, we're going to need mining, but we've just got that. We are going to need masonry for the stone, but I think we can leave that just for a little while. Though I'm thinking, if we were to research calendar, we would then be able to use our free tech to unlock philosophy and maybe get a national college or even the oracle fairly soon. The other option is we could try and get a colossus as quickly as possible too, simply for that gold output, but we're going to go for calendar, and then I think we'll go for masonry next, and then by the time we've done those we'll have the Great Library and we'll be able to decide between the two, just whichever one we want really. Right, so I don't think it's quite time to bring our bowmen back, but we need to be aware there probably is a barbarian encampment somewhere quite close to our capital, so we may need to worry about that in a few moments time. And in fact I think we'll leave John Dalton in the city, just because I don't think he can quite fend himself off against 4 barbarians, especially when 2 of them are wearing antlers as hats. We'll move on to the marble. Oh, look at this though, the Germans are here. Bismarck, he's like miming words to me because I've turned his voice off. I've made him a mute. Sorry, Bismarck. Right, let's just accept embassy from him. Oh, but look at this. He is miles away with his oranges and his gold. So we could quite easily settle another city on this coast without fear of being, well, treated badly, one might say. And look at this, yet another civilization. They're all gathering round. They're all jealous of the fact that we're going to get the Great Library and we're going to get the, what was it? I can't even remember. The Barringer Crater. Here he is. Rameses, he's still not even got writing yet. What a joker. I think we'll wait until he's got it. Though he does seem to have calendar because he's clearly got a cotton tile. Okay, so Babylon can fire upon an enemy. An enemy. There we go. Good shot. Well, not really. I mean, I'd have expected you to kill him by now, but clearly Babylonian soldiers are nowhere near it. Oh, here we go. Another one. Genghis Khan. It's like one big family all coming together again. Well, they were never together to start with. Although what I want to know, I've just thought now, the Barringer crater is from a meteor that struck Earth, I believe, and hence why it's the biggest crater in the world, and yet it's still just the same size as, say, 10 sheep, maybe, if you were to put them all into one flock on this map. I wonder how old that would be at this stage. I'd assume still millions of years. I don't know. I'm no professional. I'm an intellectual. Well, actually, I'm not really, am I? If I don't know that, maybe I do need to know that. I don't know. Right, let's get another pot shot, and right, we can settle. Well, not settle. We can found our own observatory. It's not even an observatory, is it? It's an academy. That's the word we were looking for. After like 10 times of attempting to find that word. Right, let's see if Rameses has writing yet. Nope, still not. Look at him. He's too busy, like, learning how to make cool sticks. Look at this. Our bowman is being surrounded, but being a former scout. Like, he was actually a member of the Scouts, each one of these. They went through, like, the beginner stages. I don't know what the beginner stages are called. I think it's Cubs, maybe? I don't know. You can't ask me that. It's a difficult question. Right, but look at this, though. By removing that forest, the food output of that tile's actually gone up by 1. So that's also dealt with our food problem a bit, but it's also increased our science output by 8. And now we are getting 14 science per turn. It has cost our production just a little bit, simply because our production's gone down to 6 instead of 7, but I'm sure we should be fine on that basis. We are going to get calendar next turn too, and we've got enough culture for yet another social policy. So we're going to get collective rule to give us that all-important free settler, and we're going to bring our bowman across to cover him as he makes the, like, sprint up to that area to settle our next city.